Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video from Resist the Mainstream, and it's titled Savage Ben Shapiro Tackles Woke Gender BS. You guys, I'm excited for this. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
Hey guys, today we will be reacting to Ben Shapiro's best debate moment ever. Hey guys, I'm Isabella Moody from Resist the Mainstream. Make sure you like this video, comment down below, subscribe to our channel, and let's get into it.
So what is your formal education background? Because I guess a lot of people don't know what your undergraduate degree was in.
So I was at UCLA in political science and then Harvard Law School.
Okay. So you don't have, you wouldn't consider yourself an expert in sociology?
I mean, I don't consider sociology a particularly expert field, but go ahead.
True. Valid.
I think I'm able to read a sociological study.
It is a field of study, but so you're not necessarily an expert.
Yes, there are lots of fields of study.
Right. Well, what I'm getting at is there's a lot of topics.
Let's put it this way, I know a lot less about welding than I do about sociology.
What I'm getting at is that you're not considered an expert in sociology, psychology, gender studies, lesbian dance theory.
Lesbian dance theory. Yeah, no, I don't think Ben Shapiro's an expert in lesbian dance theory, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
I know a lot more about all those others than lesbian dance theory. As far as, if you want to take issue with the argument, I would urge you not to use the argument from authority, which is somebody has a PhD by their name, they know what they're talking about. That's a dumb argument.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to get at is that fact that do you have any other further education in any of these topics or any of these fields of study?
I don't need a 7-year degree in sociology to know bullshit when I hear it.
Good one. Yeah.
True. True. The nerd behind. No offense, nerd.
And granted, that's your opinion.
Right, because I'm here, yeah, giving it.
That would mean that you're also offering kind of an unqualified opinion on a lot of these topics.
See, again, you're just making the argument from authority. I don't think slapping a PhD from Ferris State next to your name makes you an expert in all things in the field in which you propose to speak. Okay, the fact is that either my argument's good or my argument's bad. Citing to my credentials is a really bad way of making an argument.
Exactly.
It's like it's actually the equivalent of, it's so funny, when people do this, it's the equivalent of actually a religious person saying, citing to the Bible for an argument. I'm a very religious person, right? I mean, see this? This is the yarmulke, okay? I'm a religious person.
We do see it.
Okay, I never cite to the Bible. The reason I don't cite to the Bible is because that's an argument from authority. Okay, you may not believe the authority to which I'm citing. I don't believe the authority to which you're citing. So you're going to have to make me an argument as to what I'm saying that's wrong instead of just saying I don't have the properly enumerated degree from the institution of your choice.
I'm merely citing academia. If you haven't done any significant study or any type of educational, you haven't established yourself as a PhD or a doctorate in any of these programs, so how can you make a
Pause, because honestly, this guy looks like a lesbian soccer mom.
qualified opinion on any of these topics is my question.
Because I have read the studies and I can have an opinion on them.
And that's your opinion, and mine was just stated. So, thank you.
Yes, that was my opinion.
You basically just said that trans people aren't valid.
Wow, you guys, I totally agree with what Ben Shapiro said here, because there are some people that just read about certain thing and they have a full understanding of what that thing is talking about. Meanwhile, some people will have a degree on that thing and they can't even defend it. So having a degree in some certain field doesn't make you an expert in that particular field. Ben Shapiro is also right, and I loved him for this. Let me know what you guys think about this video so far, and let's continue watching, you guys.
They're not a thing. They're just girls pretending to be boys or boys pretending to be girls.
Okay.
Like, okay.
Oh, someone's excited. Okay.
Biological, but gender is a completely different thing.
No, gender is not disconnected from sex. So.
It's not completely disconnected, but it's still a cultural thing. It's still from society.
No.
Okay. No, it is not in the mind, okay? You're not a man if you think you're a man. And I didn't say pretending, or if I did, I shouldn't have said pretending. Let me amend.
You said playing.
Okay, I said a boy who thinks he's a girl. That's the usual phraseology I use. Not playing. I usually say a boy who thinks he's a girl or a girl who thinks he's a boy, which is technically what we're talking about here. As far as the actual psychological issues at play, it used to be called gender dysphoria or gender identity disorder. Now they call it gender dysphoria. The idea that sex or gender are malleable is not true. Okay, and I'm not denying your humanity if you're a transgender person. I am saying that you are not the sex to which you claim to be. You're still a human being, and you're a human being with an issue that I wish you Godspeed in dealing with in whatever way you see fit. But if you are going to dictate to me that I'm supposed to pretend that men are women and women are men, no. My answer is no. I'm not going to modify basic biology because it threatens your subjective sense of what you are.
Okay, but you're still saying these kids should not be accepted because they don't really fit in either place? They can't just
I'm saying that the Boy Scouts have a standard. You must be a biological boy to be a boy.
This part is so good.
Boy Scout. You have to be a boy to be a Boy Scout.
Where's that written though? Okay.
In the name Boy Scouts.
So good.
I love Ben Shapiro.
Literally in the name Boy Scout.
Because this is a very because for all of human history, boy meant boy and girl meant girl. Boy did not mean girl.
People are very more things in culture.
And if I call you a moose, are you suddenly a moose? Okay, if I redefine our terms. No, yes, that's right. Men and women are a completely different thing. This is true. Have you ever met a man or a woman? They're completely different.
Completely different thing. You can't just say you're a cat. It's not a thing. It's genders.
Oh, but it has become a thing, Missy. It has become a thing because in Connecticut, there was an elementary or middle school where students identified as cats, and they literally had a litter box for these said cats. So, no, actually, the culture has exponentially gotten so much worse and so much crazier since this viral video that, no, we are seeing people identify as cats now. Literal schools have litter boxes for students.
Make that make sense.
You know what? I am lost for words. I have a loss for words. How do you even respond to something like that? It is absolute insanity. Just think where our country will be in 5 years. We're going to start identifying as, I don't know, cameras. Hi, I'm a camera. I'm at a loss for words because how can you make sense of insanity? You can't.
You guys, I don't know if I would say I'm dumbfounded or I don't even know. When she mentioned that there's a school in Connecticut where children are identifying as cats and they are giving them buses to stay in, let me know what insanity is. I want to know what the word insanity means because at this point, I think everybody in that school is basically insane. The teachers, the parents, and the kids who are identifying, I think they all need medical examination or evaluation at this point because I can't even wrap my head around this thing. Let me know what you guys think about this video and let's continue watching, you guys.
Okay, why is that? I don't understand. Why? Okay, let me ask you this. I won't ask you how old. I will ask you how old you are. Okay, because you're young enough that it's probably not insulting to ask you. So.
I'm 22, so I'm probably young and naive, right?
No. Why aren't you 60?
She's so defensive.
60.
Exactly. Why aren't you 60?
Because it.
And why can't you identify as 60? What is the problem with you identifying as 60?
It's not the same as gender. You can't just.
You're right. Age is significantly less important than gender. You can't magically change your gender. You can't magically change your sex.
That's true.
You can't magically change your age.
You can still legally change it. People recognize.
You can't legally change your age, by the way.
Obviously.
Slavery used to be legal, so does that mean slavery is a good thing? Just because something's legal doesn't make it morally correct, doesn't make it biologically correct, doesn't make it true.
You can change your name, you can change your sex, you can change your identity.
Just because you can do things legally doesn't mean that they are correct biologically. You could do
Wow, Ben Shapiro literally just stole my argument. Come on, give me some credit, dude.
lots of things in the past that were incorrect biologically and correct legally. For a long period of time in the United States, sterilization of the mentally ill took place. That didn't make it okay. Skinner versus Oklahoma. Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes wrote the decision.
Right. I still don't understand how you're accepting these children that are have gender.
It's not a matter of open-minded and accepting. I want them to get treatment that they see fit, but that's not involving me. The idea behind the transgender movement as a civil rights movement is the idea that all of their problems would just go away if I would pretend that they were the sex to which they claim membership. That's nonsense. The transgender suicide rate is 40%.
That's high.
It is 40%. And according to the Anderson School at UCLA, it makes no difference. There's a study that came out last year. It makes no difference, virtually no difference, statistically speaking, as to whether people recognize you as a transgender person or not, which suggests there's a very high comorbidity between transgenderism, whatever that mental state may be, and suicidality. That has nothing to do with how society
Do you
treats
think
you.
it could be because of they're bullied at school?
No, I don't think that, I do not think that the discrepancy, first of all, I'm against bullying of any sort, okay? The idea that somebody would beat somebody up is terrible, okay? As somebody who's viciously bullied in high school, I'm not a fan of bullying. But the idea that the normal suicide rate across the United States is 4%, the suicide rate in the transgender community is 40%. The idea that 36% more transgender people are committing suicide because people are mean to them is ridiculous. It's not true, and it's not backed by any science that anyone can cite. It is pure conjecture. In fact, it's not even true that bullying causes suicide, according to a lot of studies. For example, in the black community, where the idea is supposedly that America is a racist society, blacks are bullied a lot. Okay, in the black community has significantly lower suicide rates than in the white community. In fact, in third world countries, the suicide rate is significantly lower than in first world countries. Suicide actually seems to be a privilege of the upper classes, if you actually look at it from a financial perspective. So the idea that suicidality is directly a result of people like me saying, no, men are not women and women are not men, it's not true. It's also...
Do you think it doesn't impact their identity at all, or their depression, or how they feel about themselves?
I think the idea that you're going to sacrifice the entire society's proper definition of sex because you think that there is in legal terms, somebody with an eggshell skull, meaning that somebody who has a pre-existing condition that makes them more susceptible to criticism, that is not a way to run a society. You can't sacrifice truth because some people are going to actually suffer because of the truth. Yeah. Plus, there's no evidence whatsoever that the suicide rate would go down in the transgender community in any marked way if people just started pretending that men were women and women were men. We're trying that experiment now. We'll find out whether it works. So far, no evidence.
Have you talked to a group of trans people at all instead of just a group of like white people?
I'm more than happy to talk to a group of any people who will have me, but usually they protest me.
You know, honestly, there's many things I disagree with Ben Shapiro on, but this video, I tended to agree with him on every single point he made. He crushed it. Iconic debate. Let me know in the comments if you guys have seen this before because it went completely viral. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Wow, you guys, that was such an interesting one. And like she said, Ben Shapiro was right on all counts on this video, and I really enjoyed every minute of it. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.